is as good as ours. It's all over for you.
Apparently not.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot these men.
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
Yeah, that's the sister of battle, for sure. The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands as, for a brief moment, it seems she is not going to stop and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta. Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
The Seneschal's voice seems to bring the warrior out of her battle trance.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
The young woman called Argenta lowers her weapon and scans your small party with an intense gaze. Then she sets her sights on you. Ignatius von Valentius, the Lord Captain's heir. Just who are you to be so brazen about your inquiries? I shall introduce myself after you do the same. Now, we're willing to introduce ourselves. I'm Ignatius von Valentius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. Ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Argenta gives you another stern appraisal. You catch something strange in the dark depths of her eyes, some internal struggle, or wordless question. In the end, however, she nods.
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelstrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
Abelard appears to be losing his patience. The Seneschal's right, there's no time for talk. I'm no traitor, sister, you can be sure of that. Do not even think to insinuate that I am one of the traitors. I will not let such an affront slide. We're not gonna go quite that harsh. I'm no traitor, sister. You can be sure of that.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution.
Sure.
I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
Ha. Lord Imperium succeeded. What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader ship? Your orders serve the ecclesiarchy, do they not? That is what I'm wondering. Like, Sisters of Battle are epic, but what are they doing here? Who are these people with you? What is happening on the officer's deck? We must get to the main hall of the deck. No, what are you doing here?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Oh, come on. You should let her tell me. Abelard shoots her a quick glance. Alright.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Who are these people with you?
Overseer of Middle Deck AL-84, my lord. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments when we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
What's happening on the officer's deck?
Massacre, my lord. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about seeing their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lord, be on your guard.
A poison or some sort of warp issue, sounds like. We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
Argenta nods at the passage to your right. I just love how Sisters of Battle are just so focused. It's fun. They're one of my favorite groups in Warhammer 40k.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Texan map with us, but we'll see what we can do without one.
Okay.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Okay, so we gained her, Argenta, Sister of Battle, part of our crew. That's fantastic. I'm guessing she is a soldier as well. Yeah, run and gun. So she is also a soldier. But she probably has a bolter, I'm guessing, because Sister is a battle. Two-handed ranged weapon. Godwin pattern bolter, yep. Yeah, good stuff. So she's got power armor, probably. No, actually. Just a mesh chest plate. Looks like power armor to me. But what do I know? Auto pistol and a bolter. Cool. Well, you are definitely welcome on this team.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
The explosion blasted a hole through the door large enough for a person to get through. So this is just cargo, specifically for selling, I think. And then a well-maintained las gun, which is slightly better than my las gun. Is there any way from here for me to equip it? Doesn't look like it. I can just add it to inventory. And then from there, I have to go to my inventory to equip it. So let's equip the well-maintained and then send this to cargo. We did grab everything, right? We did not. Okay. You have received a new, more efficient weapon for your character. To upgrade your equipment, open the inventory. You can either hold left mouse button. Yeah. You'll find purchase new equipment often on your travels. Do not forget to update your character's equipment in order to make them more powerful. Yep, figured all that out. So that's a door we can open, probably where I'm needing to go. Let's grab these goods first. Collect all of that. This door will not move an inch. It is blocked. Alright, Overseer, anything else you want to say? Yes, your lordship? Looks like no. The door to the mess deck is stuck. There must be a way to open it. Hi, heretics.
Annihilate them!
All of you will bleed.
Alright. We'll put him behind cover because he's going pretty late. So even though I want him up front to run out, cover seems wise. Not Ignatius. I keep thinking that's Abelard for whatever reason. Ignatius, you go back here. Abelard, you go up here to cover. Zira, we'll put you behind some cover. And then the Sister of Battle, maybe we'll have her up front. I can't actually put her in that corner, so no, you'll be over here. Means we're kind of off on our own, which is not ideal. But oh well. Start the battle. Good, yes, attack Abelard.
Death to non-believers.
Where are you going? Okay. Argenta's ability. Argenta is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororita and a soldier. She is an expert with burst ranged weapons and weapons that deal damage in an area. Another of Argenta's strength is her mobility in combat. Run and gun is a unique soldier ability. We're familiar with it. Revel and Slaughter is a soldier ability that can be used once for every 3 enemies the soldier kills in battle, in a single battle. Each activation of this ability increases the soldier's ballistic skill, critical hit chance, and critical damage. This effect stacks and lasts until the end of combat. Certain types of weapons let you make burst attacks using, unlike single shots, burst fire requires you to select a direction rather than a specific target. Burst attacks are particularly effective against clusters of enemies. When performing a burst attack, the character fires several successive shots in different directions. Most of these shots are concentrated in the center of the selected attack cone. Therefore, the more enemies there are in the center of this area, the more of them will be damaged if the attack is successful. All shots fired after the first one are less accurate and have a higher chance of deviating from the central trajectory. Be careful, burst fire shots can hit allies if they are standing in the direction of the attack. Okay. Argenta. So she has run and gun as well. Perfidious recital grants momentum equal to 6. This ability also grants an additional 3 momentum for every enemy that is either in a 5-cell radius around the sister battle or was hit by her this turn. If the sister battle hits a demon or chaos cultist, the additional amount of momentum doubles. So if we did burst fire, obviously where we are now, Abelard's in range, so not ideal. So we could single shot. Our best chance is actually this guy. 75%. That's weird. Alright, single shot this guy.
Faith without deed can escape the Emperor's judgment.
And then run and gun to maybe back here. See if we can get an angle to hit them without hitting Abelard. Means she's going to be out in the open. But that's probably fine. Yeah, we can hit them without risking hitting Abelard. %32% is really not awesome, but I'm gonna go for it, see how it goes.
Rejoice in battle.
Okay, didn't kill him, but did good damage to them. He's injured. We'll take it. Alright, Adira. We don't really need to worry about warp degradation, because things are pretty fine at the moment. Let's see. Who do I want you to attack? Probably, if we can. Looks like we can only hit these two. What about Psychic Shriek? That hits a single target for heavy damage. No, we'll probably go back here. So put forewarning on Abelard. Help him survive. Analyze enemies. We'll go with I mean, these are definitely the tankier of the group. Maybe we'll go back with that guy so that next turn we can hit him hard. I don't know. And then lightning. We could move to hopefully get a better angle. Because if we can hit the middle of this group, if we go there, then can I... Yes, then I can hit all three. Nice.
I'm not so sure. No can do.
Or not. What about from over here? If you went all the way over to there, then could you lightning strike them?
That is not my destiny.
Why not?
But of course.
Okay, you have to target an enemy. I can't just target the central area.
What an unfortunate
It's a shame.
fate.
Okay. Either way, it's fine. Good miss. Now, Abelard, how would you feel about Cleave? you moved here. And then cleaved them.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I took care of this one.
Hello. More enemies or... Nope, not allies. More enemies. Fantastic. Can you charge to anywhere useful? Not particularly. Well, go over here then, I suppose. Keep their focus on you, since he's got the forewarning to help.
At your beck and call.
And brace for impact.
Chaos guides me.
Such is the will of chaos.
Good stuff. Abelard's turn again. No, that was the end of his turn. So because he moved forward, they activated. But it's still his same turn. Alright, fine. Types of cover. Yes, we know. Full cover. Okay. Reduces the chance to be hit by 60%, half cover, or partial cover by 35%. We were curious about what the exact percents were, so that's good to know. That is not cover over there. You moved forward. Those chances are not amazing. Yeah, you still can't hit him. I'm inclined to leave you over here on this side and keep the focus of the battle over here as well. We just have to take out that one guy, and then everyone else is all on this side-ish. I guess they're in the middle. That's not really true. We could also switch to our staff and do Force Lightning ourselves. Possibly even twice. Force Lightning, Run and Gun, Force Lightning again. Not Force Lightning. This isn't Star Wars. Lightning Arc. You have a lot of health. 18 damage. So we could attack you. Although it's not showing that... There it goes. So it would attack both of them, hopefully.
Absolutely not.
Target too far. Never mind then. And what do I want to do? We could hit you, although it looks like it's also hitting Abelard then, which we definitely wouldn't want. Could deal with you. What if we went here instead? Is that going to be close enough that we can target him? Yes, it is.
Forge ahead.
So let's hit them. Then we can do Run and Gun. I don't really want to get out of cover. So we could just stay here and hit them again.
All too easy.
Doesn't kill any of them, but we are slowly doing some damage.
Chaos guides me.
Good miss.
Out of my way.
Yeah, the couple of powers we have on him are helping him stay alive.
Death to the weak.
Our momentum's going up, which I think at some point, when our momentum gets maxed out at over 175, Then we start getting cool new abilities. Alright, Argenta. Do we use her to take out the small fry? Or do we use her to take out the big guys? No. Abelard goes soon and he could potentially take out both of them. So if you single shot from here, not good. And she can't run and gun this turn, sadly. So if we go here, then single shot, 65 is still not amazing. %, 32%. Or do I go, you know, here? Now it puts too much chance of hitting Abelard. No, that's not bad. Go for it. There we go. Then Abelard can run forward.
I'll do it.
So that gets us past the 75%, which does something. Don't really know exactly how that works. It'll probably tell us at this point. But our momentum's high enough that we should be able to do a heroic act somehow. Whatever that means. Alright. We could Psychic Shriek on him. There's just really no cover. Why does this not give cover? That's what I want to know. You could Psychic Shriek on this guy. Guaranteed kill him. And then none of the rest of these guys actually particularly matter. They're all 7 damage people. So kill him. Guaranteed kill. And then you can still use for warning. How long does that last? Until the end of combat. Alright.
On it.
So then you can have both of them. Oh. Okay. How did you get hurt? His veil degradation hasn't gotten up, I don't think. She took 12 points of damage. Okay, you can use Medikit to restore your party members' wounds in battle, treat an injury, get rid of certain negative effects, etc. Yes. That we know. Veil degradation changed by 1 to 10. 10's fine. Fear caused perils of the warp. Demonic attention, perils of the warp. How? What causes that? Fear used forewarning. Demonic attention, perils of the warp deals 12 impact damage to Adira. And then perils or degradation changed from 1 to 11. It was at 10. So we didn't get over the 15 mark. But for whatever reason, Perils of the Warp Demonic Attention started. And so when she used forewarning, it then hit her for 12 damage. Unsure of the mechanics there. I guess analyze some enemies.
Anything else?
We might want Abelard to use Medikit on her. She's not showing having an injury, but if she doesn't get treated in 3 turns, I think she will.
I've suffered worse.
0 damage, nice. So, go over to here. And then heal her.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
So then we're not dealing with lasting injuries. And then we probably switch back to our gun. Be perfectly fair. We go here. We can then single shot you. 36% is so bad. Alright, we'll take multiple shots to try and hit him.
Nothing I can't do. You don't stand a chance.
Nice. Some way to use momentum that I just don't know. We're fine.
Serve the ruinous powers.
Good miss. Genta, move forward. And kill this one. Probably.
Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Not quite, sadly. Run and gun. To here. Sure, take this guy out.
Guided by faith,
Probably.
none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Okay, we've got one guy left with 1 hit point. He'll be dead soon. Please don't blast yourself with warp energies.
I know what is to come.
Just kill this guy. Thank you. We're good. Everything went fine. Hey, crew guys. Collect both those swords. Well-maintained las gun. No, that's what we already have. Scrappy autogun we don't care about.
Hey, what's that?
Okay, we've got various goods lying around that we can grab. We have multi-key. That definitely sounds good. And machine right set. A set of sacred oils and cogitograms that can appease the keeper of any technology. Provides an additional opportunity to call out a machine spirit and interact with a device, an expendable item. So both of these are expendable items that can be used to help with lockpicking or machine tech use. So we'll want to keep them. Those are all goods to sell, looks like. Same with all of this.
A new challenge for me?
Titles and authors are printed in gold on the spines of the books. The library contains works on Imperium theology, law codices, biographical sketches, and chronicles of the great military conflicts of the Koronus Expanse and the Calix's sector. Let's keep looting all the things. And this is our ship, right? An exact replica of the Von Valencius voidship sits on the pedestal. Labels indicate the main compartments and decks of the vessel. We've got a door that can be opened with a logic test. To open a jammed door, click on the icon, the character with the highest tech use will make the skill test. If this test fails, the door will remain closed. A particularly bad result on a tech use test can cause the door to become permanently stuck and impossible to open. We'll hold off on using that for the moment then. The cozy seating area is completely destroyed. Pieces of furniture and splinters are scattered everywhere, and dark stains cover the floor and upholstery.
Follow my lead.
What else do we have around? More goods here. Oh, how do I move the camera? There we go. I think it would show if there was loot we hadn't grabbed. I should have checked that first, probably. What do we have here? Cogitator is silent. It seems the machine spirit is no longer being powered by the motive force. So presumably this door is where we're supposed to go. And this is a side passage. 100%. Maybe this is the intended route. So we could use the machine right set, but we don't need to. Abelard already has 100% chance on the logic.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Yeah, we already know how skill tests work. Okay, yeah, so we just have some extra loot in here. All of this is sellables. Good stuff. Operator's gloves. The wearer gains a +3 bonus to tech use. And then 3 melta charges, explosive devices suitable for eliminating flimsy obstacles. Grab both of those. So who is our tech use person so far? Where would I see that? Huh, reputation with different factions. Oh, it's right here. So tech use, we're at 30. Abelard's at 30. Adira's at 30. And Argentum is also at 30. Really? We all have 30? Tech use? Sure. Then I will grab it for myself. But if we ever get a tech use person who's not a 30, then we'll give that to them. We have an option that doesn't waste any of our meltas. Let's toss down a quick save because we haven't saved at all. No? Our only option is blowing up the door. Because I thought there was a check we could have done beforehand that was like 80%. So it seems weird that it required the melta suddenly and we didn't get that choice anymore. Anyway, we got another level up. So we are going to pick up Revel and Slaughter, which I think Argenta already had, at least it mentioned it. Maybe not. Soldier immediately removes the winded effect. Until the end of combat, soldier gains the following bonuses. +10 ballistics, +13% critical damage, +4% critical hit chance. The ability becomes available after the soldier kills 3 enemies. The kill counter is not reset between rounds. So, in a long battle, if we manage to kill 3 enemies with our soldier, then we can undo the winded effect that we get from run and gun to give us cooler bonuses. Alright, we'll grab it. Not that we had any choice. Abelard gets Endure. Until the warrior's next turn, all incoming damage is reduced by 2, and the warrior gains 10 temporary wounds. Wounds again being hit points, so temporary hit points. Good. Adira as an operative gets Exposed Weakness. The operative removes all exploits from the target, decreases the target's dodge, parry, and armor by 15 plus exploits removed times 4%. Math is complicated. Until the start of the operative's next turn. If this ability reduces the target's armor to 0, the operative removes only half of the exploits from the target. Okay. And then Argenta also gets Revel and Slaughter. Good stuff. Alright. I think that's the direction we're supposed to go. Let's check these other
None
paths
shall
first.
stand in my way.
Got some goods here. Just for selling, we'll grab them. Tech use, 98%. See, it's like we could use the Melta, but why would we not use the 98% chance?
Done.
Some more goods to loot. Deck officer's helmet grants 5% armor. We'll give that to Abelard. As much as I want to keep my main character alive, he's the one that's going to be taking the most damage. Or the most attacks, so giving him more armor makes sense. Can we see in here to see if there's anything else we missed? Not really.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Actually, we can check the map. Yes, so lootables show up on the map as expected. A fallen stele has Stele? I've seen the word, I don't know how it's pronounced. Has blocked the path to the lifts. You'll have to look for another way to Edelthad. So that's everything this way. And that looks like we're blocked off this direction as well. Another multi-key. The benches and even the cogitator torn from its proper place are stacked in a rough semblance of a barricade. Okay. Looks like we're not going that way either. What is this? Did they shoot us with something? I can't see a thing. The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat. Wiping your face, a moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps, and then you see the figure walk out of the fire toward you. It is Theodora von Valencius. Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so, for someone whose body is engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword, the other is raised in an inviting gesture.
An apparition. A sorceress. Apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Magenta goes as still as a statue and then slowly raises her weapon. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The voice sounded weird. Probably some sorceress apparition.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
Despite his commanding tone, Abelard does not sound too confident. He is staring at the rogue trader, and you notice a muscle in his cheek twitching. How did you get here? Aren't you in pain? Or this is impossible. How did you get here? We don't know that she's a apparition.
I am a rogue trader. I am wherever my will demands me to be. Would you prefer to be elsewhere at this time? Indubitably. But are you ready? I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Theodora watches you without blinking. Her snake-like gaze almost makes you forget about the fire searing you, leaving burns on your skin. Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer, and that answer can be nothing other than acceptance. Well, the entity that's in our mind that Kunrad Votvir put there with his cursed blade is telling us to follow her, then we are most definitely not.
Do not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
Charge into the fire. Trust that the Emperor will protect us. Or
To the void with you.
We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew! Lead them out! Find a way around!
Abelard looks back at the coughing and confused people around you. Over the roaring flames, you hear distant sounds, frightening voices, screams, muffled and distorted, as if there were a body of water between you and them.
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel. What are we waiting for?
Adira breaks off and starts coughing violently. Her knees buckle and she looks like she is about to fall. Sometimes your character will have to make tough decisions based on their values, interests, and goals. Such decisions affect their convictions. This can develop in 3 directions: dogmatic, iconoclast, and heretical. Each includes 5 ranks. The higher the rank, the more zealously the character follows their convictions, and the more noticeably the world around them reacts to their actions and decisions. Promotion through the ranks of each of the 3 directions opens up access to new dialogue lines, events, unique abilities, and also changes the attitude of others towards your character. Also, some items can only be equipped by characters with certain convictions. When one of the convictions branches reaches rank 3 votary, it becomes the character's main focus. When that happens, the other 2 conviction branches cannot be raised above rank 2 adherent. Your character's allies have convictions of their own as well. So yeah, this is what I was aware of, that we get to choose which direction we focus on: dogmatic, heretical, or iconoclast. I don't think I'm going to go heretical. Not this playthrough, at least. Take the pain away and give me power? Not a chance. So I'm leaning dogmatic. The Emperor will guide the righteous on their path, walk through the fire. Iconoclast. Get the people off the bridge. I will not leave my people in harm's way. And I'm going to go dogmatic. Mostly because I love Warhammer 40k, because belief so strongly changes reality, which is a fun system. So by believing strongly enough that the Emperor will protect us from the flames, we are actually protected from the flames, which is fantastic. It's a super fun system. So yes, walk through the flames. The Emperor will guide the righteous on their path. Thousands of needles pierce your consciousness, but are powerless to stop you. I assume this is the same individual in our mind. You're wounded by the corrupted weapon? Yeah. So it's trying to stop us, but we ignore it. Gaining 15 dogmatic. You take a step forward, and the illusion breaks. A wave of excruciating pain crashes over you, and Theodore's voice fades into the firestorm. You hear the voices of your companions calling you from behind, and the screams of the weak dying in the inescapable blaze. The blinding inferno, the harrowing pyre, the all-consuming storm releases you as you step out, barely able to stay on your feet. The blood is pounding in your ears, drowning out the world around you. Your eyes caked in soot and burnt eyelashes refuse to open. Free from the flames, you take 2 more steps before collapsing to your knees. The rush of blood in your temples and the horrible pain all over your scorched body cloud your mind before suddenly retreating, as if driven away by some mighty will. A new strength spreads throughout your veins. And despite the wounds, your body is once more ready for trials and struggle. You open your eyes to see a glow with warm light before you, the Aquila, the sacred symbol of the Imperium. That's the double-headed eagle, I believe. The 2-headed eagle sigil that signifies the Imperium. So yeah, what we just landed on is the holy symbol of the Imperium. In the next moment, you're struck with another realization. The repulsive presence, the one that has plagued your mind since Voltveer wounded you, is gone. The fire seems to have burned the entity away without a trace. I assume that would be a much more long-lasting entity. The idea that it's gone already seems too soon. So I guess I'll believe it when I see it.
Master, can you hear me?
A familiar... Oh, we'll let him give his line.
Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
I mean, you charged through too, to be fair. A familiar voice cuts through the din and the pounding. Seneschal Abelard Werzarian is leaning over you, peering into your face with a look of worry. He notices your gaze and breathes a sigh of relief.
Praise the Emperor. We passed through the flames. How can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most steadfast in their faith.
Argenta kneels next to you, and for the first time, you see her eyes radiate pure, unclouded joy. She never did fully trust us, but apparently that has earned her trust. Also, it was interesting to see the 4 people following us just explode when they touch the flames. But the 4 of us, including even Adira, an unsanctioned psyker, who told us to follow the fake rogue trader, she still had the faith to follow after us and get through successfully, which is interesting. Behind Argenta, you see Adira Talas doubled over in a fit of nausea. The rest of the people who were following you have withered away in the fire that continues to rage mere 2 steps away from you. The Emperor protects Seneschal. Did you see that? The Aquila, it was glowing. We're still alive, fancy that. Ha! Part of me wants to say the Emperor protects, but also I definitely want to ask them about the Aquila glowing, in case I only get to say one of these. So did you see that? The Aquila, it was glowing.
You're delirious. Whatever it is you think you are seeing.
Abelard glances around and then looks back at you, his expression now twice as worried. He seems perturbed by your words. He casts another surreptitious glance at the Aquila you just pointed at.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
Adira wipes her mouth and rasps. No, she was definitely a warp spirit. Like, definitely wasn't actually Lady Theodora.
There was no Theodora, witch.
Ha!
There was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. But he perceived its true nature.
Genta is staring straight ahead, then crosses her arms over her chest with reverence. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily... Okay, she's an unsanctioned psyker. Calling her a witch is probably fair, but still, it's a harsh word choice.
Is that right, Adepta Sanctimonious? What, we'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord Captain standing there in the fire? Abelard, you tell her.
So we're getting some infighting amongst our party, which I always love in games, when it's not just everyone getting along.
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, or holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remain. What am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly, would you have received wounds like these if there had been no fire?
Abelard sighs. So he saw a path open up behind us, so we ran through the fire, taking the brunt of it, but also clearing a path behind us for our allies to get through safely? Sounds like that's what they're saying?
The wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
Argenta herself sounds proud, even fervid. Ha! Rise and stand tall, no element holds power over the righteous. Dismiss the help and stand up on your own, I feel fine. Or Abelard. Allow Abelard to help us up. Admittedly, I've been better. We're gonna just rise and stand tall, no element holds power over the righteous. So fun. Even if you were anticipating another wave of pain, it does not come. Your muscles feel strong, and your limbs obey you without fail. And yet, deep inside, somewhere next to your heart and stomach, you feel a certain tension akin to that of a taut string. You are at your limit. Be it adrenaline or the strength of your faith, it will not carry you much farther.
Did my eyes deceive me? I could swear that I just witnessed you step out of a pillar of fire with the rest following in your wake.
Ethelfad survived. Good. Ethelfad von Valencia stares at you without trying to hide his astonishment and trepidation. Yeah, everyone else, the other 4 died. But our group is fine. I'd hurried here to join forces with you and the others. It's time to push the heretics back. It was the only way. We are here in response to your box call. Oh, I loathe being late for an engagement. That is a humorous statement that does not fit the circumstance. But part of me wants to go for it. But no, I heard to join forces with you and the others. It's time to push the heretics back.
Indeed it is. Your wounds.
Ethelfrad makes the sign of the Aquila and gives you another look, this time one of concern. Lore Warp 80, look closely at Ethelfrad. We have a 100% chance to succeed. So the number it is stating, the 80, my understanding, that is the difficulty. So it's always a bigger number means it's an easier check because that gets added to our skill value for what we need to roll under. There's an element of Warhammer where commoners are literally inferior. Absolutely true. Like, the four of us are heroes, so we can walk through fire. Versus the commoners, regardless of how much faith they had in us and the Emperor to actually charge along behind us, they're still commoners, so they died. Definitely look at Ethelfrad. Let's read the other options first. My faith will keep me upright with a weapon in my hand. That is all that matters. I can fight, at least for the time being. They certainly are ugly. I would rather sit this one out while you lot deal with the heretics. No. Let's look at Ethelfrad first. We succeed, of course, because we couldn't fail. Rolled a 34 on our 125. Ethelfrad does not seem to have changed since you first met, but only at first glance. His face has taken on a strange hue. The skin at his temples appears scaled, and his voice now has an uncanny screeching quality. These are not traces of fatigue and stress. The psyker's body has begun to mutate, a consequence of contact with the warp. You're not in the best shape yourself, Ethelfrad.
Notice the signs of my blessing, have you? Yes, the warp is taking its toll. But I'm still sane and able to hold my weapon. I'll fight for the Von Phalanxius bloodline to the end. And if the price is the eternal curse of mutation, so be it.
Psyker grins back at you. Well, at least he is doing his duty. He recognizes that it may cost him, but he's still fighting the best he can. My faith will keep me upright with a weapon in my hand. That is all that matters.
Pray, forgive my insistence. I shall not be the one to doubt the faith of he who has passed the trial by fire.
Literally. Ethelfrad holds up his hand in a placating gesture.
I have gathered everyone who answered the Vox call and was able to hold a weapon. Yet I do not see the Lord Captain or her arch-militant in our midst. We are still receiving messages in her voice, but she is not responding to direct requests. I last saw Lady Theodora on the observation platform. When did you and she part ways?
Ages ago.
It was at this very elevator, Master Ethelfrad. The Lord Captain, accompanied by the Arch-Militant, headed to her chambers to retrieve an item of particular import. After that, all we heard from her were Vox broadcasts.
This is troubling, and the timing is inopportune. I am still receiving fragmentary reports from the breach. Kunrad Voigtveer was spotted there, and even what scant intelligence on his activities I have reminds me of descriptions of sorcerous rituals. If that traitor has resorted to witchcraft, we must stop him at once.
To our understanding, he is not a psyker. So if he's doing sorceress rituals, that's very troubling. I shall go to Theodora's chambers to find her. I'm ready to assault for the assault on the bridge. We will try and find Theodora first. Lady Theodora.
A reasonable approach. Take your escort with you. You may be waylaid. Once you have found the Lord Captain, you must beg her to go to the bridge and lead the counterattack. The rogue trader's appearance is sure to fill the defenders' hearts with hope, however frightened or exhausted they may be.
Ethelfrad nods.
Until next we meet, may the Emperor bless your deeds. I shall see you on the field of battle.
Ethelfrad salutes you with his weapon and turns to his retinue. I had a low opinion of Ethelfrad when we first met him, but he seems to be doing a pretty good job. Like, he's impressing me so far.
It's about time.
Generators hum softly. When you draw closer, your skin begins to tingle from static discharges. Alright, we can't go down there. So I guess we go this way. This, I assume, is the elevator in question where we saw Lady Theodora. Anything else of note over here? Yes, these goods that we couldn't get to before. Then we will grab them. Oh, I have a lasting injury. A fresh injury. Can I get that treated?
Your seneschal is always there for you. Let's patch
Before my fresh injury becomes a lasting injury.
recognition.
Thank you. Almost didn't notice that. We're reaching the end of my usual stream time, but I feel like we're getting to some end point. So I want to just keep going.
It was a worthwhile investment.
Okay, Lord Captain's quarters. Let's check out all these goods first.
Something of interest.
Grab all the things. This clearly does not serve as a stateroom. The generators, machines, and crude wall paintings... wall panelings indicate that it is a maintenance module room rather than an area for receiving guests.
I won't tolerate weakness.
What do we have here? Lex Mechanics Goggles. Gives us a +3 logic and more machine right sets. Who's our best logic person? Logic. 30 for you. 30 for you. 30. And 25. It is not us. Clearly. Abelard. Oh no. That uses your helmet slot. Magenta. You can be our logic person. And then nothing to do with that machine. Cool. Go find the Lord Captain.